Today we have a 2012 Kia Soul in the shop. We have no output on the stereo. All the functions work but no sound, so we're going to remove the stereo and do some troubleshooting. We have a full library of removal guides for Kia at carstereoremoval.com. See our website if you need help there. But we're going to show you how this stereo comes out. Looks like this one came over from the dealership. They'd done some previous work to it before it got over here. So we're going to go with what we found to be correct here. So we're going to open up that center console pocket there. It helps give you a little handhold and so on. Okay. Moving down along the side, we can see we've got the trim started here. I'm going to work up along the side here. And there it is. This panel pulls back away from the dash. Looks like there's a connector here for the emergency flashers. We're going to push the trigger in on that connector. The connector here, the trigger is here on the top, and you push this trigger down, it releases the lock and allows you to remove the connector. There's also a small tab here that goes onto this panel that goes around the front that we just removed, so that has to go in for the clips to be able to mate up with the openings on each side. Now, we've seen some conflicting information when it comes to removing this stereo, because in one we've seen online, the airbag sensor and everything is in a panel that's above and part of the radio here. This one, the airbag sensor, is down here in the control panel for the AC, so we don't disconnect this when it's removed. But we've seen that there is a tab here at the top on this panel up above and goes around here for the panel it goes in over to mate to. And we've also seen up here when we took this piece out that there was a tab going up in the dash. So we were not the first to take this car apart, but we did notice that this does not need to be removed within this car in order to take this panel off from around the dash. Next, we're going to remove the one screw on the right side of the car stereo at the top, one at the bottom. Second one on the left side of the car stereo, and the third one, or excuse me, that was the third one. This is the fourth one. Again, our full library car stereo removal and repair rates can be found at carstereohelp.com. We have the AC controls are also part of this front panel, so we're going to remove the 4 screws that secure the climate control here. We have 2 screws on the right side here. 2 over here on the left side as well. This will the climate control and the stereo have a little notch on them here that goes into the stereo, keeps you from pulling it out of the dash. So we've removed this, and we're going to let this pull down to the side, go back to the car stereo, and break that loose. We're going to pull that up. We have a tab here on the bottom which has it's a tongue which goes onto the groove that's here. When you go to put it back in, it secures the back of the car stereo. And we have several connectors here on the radio. We have our antenna. We're going to push the trigger down on that and release that one. We have our main connector here on the right. There are triggers on each side of that connector that you need to push in, and you can wiggle that connector loose. There we go. We have the next brown connector in the center here, which has a trigger on it and can be removed. Same with the black connector. Now the colored connector here, there's a trigger at this end here and a trigger over here on this end, so you have to squeeze both these triggers in order to wiggle the connector loose. The gray connector here has a trigger on one side. You push that trigger down, it releases the lock. And the same with the black connector here, a trigger here. Now looking at all these connectors, they are keyed differently. In other words, this lock is near the first row. On the brown one, it's in the center, so they only go back and fit the spots properly. And the last connector we removed was the antenna, and this one had a trigger on top that you squeeze down and release. This is how you remove the stereo. from a 2012 Kia Soul. Hope this video has been helpful. Please see our other videos at carstereohelp.com and repair guides as well. Thank you. Bye-bye.